Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into coverage of East Coast Conference men's basketball, streaming exclusively on Flow College. In the back half of tonight's ECC doubleheader, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Knights of Queens College. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Foreman alongside Nicholas Bavona, and this is McDonald's pregame show. McDonald's is our scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island, and they bring you our pregame coverage ahead of every CSI Dolphins home game. And Nick, something that you and I have spoken about plenty this season is how good the men's basketball team has been here at home. The undefeated start here at the tank is now double digits as the Dolphins have won their first 10 games here at the College of Staten Island. Tonight, they face a Queens College team that swept the season series from them last year.
Yeah, and Joe, you look at those two matchups from last season, not much of a difference in those two games. The first meeting, Queens won 65-61 in a battle of two teams that really struggled to shoot from the floor. Queens really got a big advantage at the free throw line, which really helped them in that game. And a Shamar Chester three-pointer with under a minute left gave them a three-point lead. They were able to hold on that victory in Flushing. And then back here at the tank, the Dolphins were up as many as 22 points in that game against Queens, but things really unraveled for them at the end of the first half and then continued into the second half. They get a late two-pointer to win 77-75. So both games were really, really close between these two teams. And I think that's something to note, going into this game here tonight, that these two games last season were really, really close between the two sides. And despite what the records may show you going into tonight's matchup, Joe, it really could be a back-and-forth contest between these two teams as both teams are vying for a playoff spot.
Yeah, this is a big game for both teams. It always is when you have a conference matchup entering the final month of the schedule. But as I mentioned during the women's game, Nick, now is the time in the season where teams begin to look a bit closer at the conference standings. 1 month left in the regular season, and after tonight, Malloy will be the only team in the ECC that the Dolphins have not faced this season. Currently, the Dolphins are one of two teams that would have a first-round playoff bye if the season ended today, though that is dependent on several things. Right now, Stack has a game in hand, so they've moved ahead of the Dolphins in the win column by one game, but CSI definitely in the mix for a top two seed. As of our last broadcast, the Dolphins were in one of those top two spots, but currently, if the season ended today, the Dolphins would be the third seed. The top two seeds get a bye. Still plenty of basketball left to be played, Nick. Every conference game critically important, including tonight.
Well, even if the Dolphins get the win here tonight, Joe, you have to think that they go back into the 2 seed because of that tiebreaker they had initially before Stack got their 7th conference win. So that's a big matchup for the CSI, trying to get back into that positioning, as you mentioned, to try and gain that first-round bye. And speaking about the other side of things for Queens, they right now hold the last spot in the ECC standings, but they're in a tie right now with UDC for that last spot. They currently hold the tiebreaker, so that's a big advantage for them currently, but they really need this win here tonight to try to at least keep that positioning for them going out into this next couple of days and next couple of weeks. As you mentioned, 1 month left in the regular season for these two teams, a really crucial, important matchup here in this one.
And so many times this year, the Dolphins have been forced to grind out wins in the closing minutes, but that was certainly not the case at Roberts Wesleyan on Saturday. Behind 5 threes each from Aaron Goldstein and Eric Tynes, the Dolphins scored a decisive win over the Redhawks on the road.
And they shot 50% from the field in that game, out-rebounded the Redhawks 45-36. And you mentioned Tynes and Goldstein both with 5 three-pointers in that game. Tynes with 19 points, 5 rebounds. Goldstein, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And also not to be mentioned, Asa Kone added 14 points. Mitchell Wiggin also recording a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. It was all around a really strong performance from this Dolphins team.
And the depth of this CSI team has been impressive all season long, something that has stood out as we've watched this team play here at the Tank, especially throughout the 25-26 season. But as we mentioned earlier, the Knights swept the season series against the Dolphins last year. However, they've won just once in their last 5 games and are 2-6 in conference play. This Knights team comes in with another one of the top players in the ECC and are currently one of 4 teams with 2 conference wins or less battling for that final playoff spot in the ECC.
Yeah, you look at Taj Malik Campbell, of course, an incredible season he's having, 18.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game. shooting 45.9% from the field, including 36.4 from the outside arc, and also has 26 blocks in the season, which has been incredible for him. You also look at Henry Menander as well, also having a great year, 11 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game. And Joe, you look at his numbers too. He's shooting 55.6% from the field, including 28 blocks on the season. So this Knights team can force turnovers as well as block shots. So look for them to try to force that on the Dolphins in this matchup and get a much-needed conference win.
And with that, Nick, we are going to step aside for a quick 2-minute break. And when we come back, we'll take a look back at the Dolphins' win on Saturday at Roberts Wesleyan. That's coming up in our Buffalo Wild Wings Game Rewind when we return.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Joe Foreman back with you alongside Nicholas Bavona, and as promised ahead of our last commercial break, we're going to take a look back at CSI's win over the weekend at Roberts Wesleyan University. And we said it before, Nick, it was a decisive win for the Dolphins, highlighted by some impressive outside shooting.
How about AT knocks down that three to start the game?
And here you'll see Poulin find Asa Kone on the bounce pass for the lay-in.
How about another three-pointer, this time from AG? He knocks down the triple.
Well, get used to that sight. This time it is an ET3 from the corner.
How about this pass right here? Wiggin finds Poulin, and Poulin then goes underneath for that tough lay-in. You get a great look right there at that pass.
That's a tight window to fit that pass in. Heavily contested layup. No problem for Poulin. It's another AG3 right there.
How about Asa Kone right here? Gets the and one to fall. Good hesitation.
Strong hands there by Kone. This time, a strong finish in traffic by Chestnut.
And then a strong finish for Brandon Torres. He knocks down the three. And then Goldstein gets the miss right here. It's rebounded by Kone, and then Kone goes up with it.
I think that was Torres.
Sorry.
A BT3 and a BT bank shot.
Ahead, yes.
There's Eric Tynes with the pull-up jumper.
And then here is the Kone play I mentioned before. He gets the offensive rebound and then finds Andrew Benedict underneath, and he gets a really tough finish at the basket.
Good patience, good strong hands on the glass by Kone. And how about this? They lose him, and Kone throws it down.
Yeah, not sure how he got lost on that play.
No clue.
And Goldstein step back three.
Well, the Dolphins doing a lot of damage from downtown. How about one more from AG?
How about this pass right here from Benedict? He finds Eric Tynes for another ET3.
Well, the Dolphins lighting it up from downtown. How about another? It's another ET3.
How about another one, Joe? Might as well. From the corner this time. He knocks down the triple.
3 straight in the highlight package, and a chance at a 4-point play for Goldstein right there. Here's one more from Andrew Benedict. And
just in the nick of time.
The Dolphins with a 3-point shooting exhibition and a special presentation courtside. We'll throw it to our public address announcer, Anthony.
Featuring the visiting Queens College Knights and your CSI basketball student athletes. On January 14th against St. Thomas Aquinas College, Aaron Goldstein reached for 1,000 First representing Queens College Knights. At guard, the 6'4" sophomore from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, number 5, Layton Freed. At guard, the 6'2" sophomore from
And while Joe Foreman, my broadcast partner, makes his way back towards the commentary desk, let's give you the starting lineups for tonight's match between the Knights and the Dolphins. Kick things off first with the Knights. Number 5, Layton Freed. Number 13, Tyler Michelle. Number 21, Johnny Jones. Number 30, Taj Malik Campbell. And number 50, Henry Menander. For the Dolphins, same 5 as usual for them. Number 1, Joey Poulin. Number 3, J.J. Chestnut. Number 10, Asa Kone. Number 21, Aaron Goldstein. And number 32, Eric Tynes.
We've said it many times already, Nick. We mentioned it at the top of the pregame show, but for those who have just joined us, the Dolphins look to continue an unbeaten run here at the Tank. The win streak here at home stands at 10 to open up the season. They are 6-2 against the ECC with losses against Damon and Stack. Very much in the running for a top 2 seed and a first-round bye. Perhaps even in the running for the top seed if they could knock off Damon here at the Tank next weekend, but still a lot of time between now and then. And I think coming in, looking at the standings entering the night, if you're the Dolphins, this is a game you expect to win. And if you have serious conference championship and NCAA tournament aspirations, this is a game you have to have.
And this is a game that you can look ahead to that matchup with Damon, as you mentioned before, where you can't look ahead at the team that you're going to face next Sunday. You have to look at what the opponent is right now, this game here tonight. You then follow that up with a game against Malloy on Saturday, and then a game next Friday against DeUville, and then that matchup with Damon. So the Dolphins need to make sure they can take care of business these next couple of games before that aforementioned matchup against Damon, a team that, of course, has not lost a regular season game, Joe, in over 2 years. The Dolphins will try to pull off what many have not been able to do.
Well, following the game against Malloy coming up over the weekend, the Dolphins will play 4 consecutive conference home games, and 5 of their last 6 games will be here at home, a building that they've been so good in so far this year.
And the one game on the road is against the same Queens team in Flushing.
Road trip for you and I?
Could be.
Could be. We need to get you on one road game. I'll have to pay out of my own pocket. But we'll see what the end of the season brings. I think if the Dolphins know where they're going to play in the postseason by that point, we would ease off on the coverage late in the year in terms of road games. But perhaps the women may be battling for a spot and a potential home game. We'll see where the 2 teams stand come February 25th. But you made a good point, Nick. And as you said, Dolphins certainly cannot afford to look ahead. This is a game against a CUNY rival and a team that right now is battling for a playoff spot that you need to be feeling like we have to have this one on our home floor. Dolphins haven't lost here at the Tank, and they hope to keep it that way through the end of the night. Meanwhile, if you're Queens, this could be a statement win for you against a team that for much of the season has been near the top of the conference standings.
And something that we've seen so many times this season, Joe, has been this Dolphins team getting out to such a quick and hot start. If you're the Knights, got to find a way to make sure that does not happen early in this first half.
A lot of energy in the building as Aaron Goldstein received his 1,000 career point basketball ahead of tonight's tip-off. And the Knights do control the opening tip. They possess it first as we are underway from the College of Staten Island.
And later on, I'm sure we'll talk about all the accolades Goldstein has also earned these last couple of weeks.
Campbell kicks out to an open Freed for three, and Leighton Freed connects from downtown to open the scoring.
That's a little nice ring to it for the Knights fans. A Freed for three right there. Knocks down the early triple.
We had that pronunciation clarified to us before the game while I was on headset. That's what we would have gone with anyway, however, as Chestnut feeds Kone for the lay-in.
Asa Kone, I mentioned, coming off a 14-point performance against the Redhawks and scores two early right there.
Queens by one. Menander to the basket. Gets the bounce.
Menander having himself a nice season. He's been really instrumental on both sides of the ball for this Knights team.
Well, the Knights getting to work very quickly on both offensive possessions, wasting no time.
And you gotta, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the urgency has to be there for the Knights right now with the season on the line early.
Tynes a bit strong on that three. Campbell racing up the floor off the rebound. He was quickly doubled, and Poulin took it away from him.
Yeah, went a little bit too fast on that one. A nice defensive play by Poulin.
Poulin for Tynes. He'll try again, and this time it's an ET3.
Big time shot by Tynes. He's been red hot these last couple of weeks, and he knocks down that triple right there.
The level of confidence that he has shot the ball with all season has been so impressive for a team that shot it so well as a whole. Tynes just shy of 40% from downtown on the year. Knights look to answer back, and they do. That is Johnny Jones from the corner.
A shot by Jones right there. And you got to remember, too, Joe, for Tynes, this game definitely means a lot more to him, of course, being the former Knight.
That's right. Chestnut powering his way inside, and Poulin was rejected. Jones stuffed that shot. He feeds it inside Menander, backing in on Chestnut, and that's too easy.
Yeah, had the mismatch easily right there. The Dolphins were not able to switch back, and once again, another press opportunity right here for the Knights, and a nice start to this game for them. They're now up 10-5.
And what a pace to this game early. It's been a fun one to watch, and we're just 2.5 minutes in. Goldstein for three. Off the mark. And the rebound's pulled in by Jones.
Well, I talked about it earlier. The difference of the two games between these two teams last year was just 6 points, Joe. So it makes kind of sense why this pace has happened so far.
Deep three for Jones is an air ball, and Campbell couldn't secure the rebound.
Okay, look at that last three from E.T. He knocks down the triple against his former team. This puts his team within 5 right now. It's a Dolphin deficit.
So you're saying it's a revenge game?
Certainly, that is indeed the case.
Could be an amicable parting gotcha game. That doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it?
It certainly gives you extra motivation to want to maybe be a little bit more aggressive than you have been this entire season.
And Chestnut
Speaking of
Kone
aggressive,
for the slam.
Speaking of aggressive, two-handed finish right there by Kone. Aggressive move and a big-time slam.
And speaking of performances against former teams, how about Kone against Mercy on the road?
Yeah.
Losing his footing there was Freed, and Goldstein has it. Campbell right behind him, and Goldstein lays it in with the left.
And that was a great play by Goldstein, Joe, because if he went up with the right, Campbell had an easy opportunity to maybe get a block from behind. He switched his hands to the left and got the lay-in to fall.
Freed cross-court pass on the receiving end. He'll try the three. He's a bit short. Rebound tipped out to Campbell, who's left open. And Taj Malik Campbell has the deep three-pointer.
What a shot by Campbell. That was a deep-range three right there. Hasn't taken many threes this season, but makes the most of that one right there.
And Kone immediately had it taken away from him off the catch. Michel on the pull-up, knocks it down. How about this start for the Knights? They're 6 of 8 from the field.
Great start for Queens.
Tynes on the wing. Tries the three. Too strong. Dolphins just 1 of 4 from downtown early. 3 of those attempted by Tynes. Michel had it poked away by Goldstein. Jones corrals it. And his floater over Kone won't go. Rebound tipped to Tynes. Goldstein throws it up for Kone, who was not expecting it. Michelle, kick out. Jones open. No good. Rebound still loose. Campbell's got it. He'll try a three. No good. Dolphins back the other way. Chestnut looking to back in. Freed defending. JJ spins and throws one off glass with the left hand. That one not close. Michelle defended by Chestnut. Now Menander up top. Freed swings it to the corner. Michelle on the drive. His floater won't go. And Tynes tracks it down in the corner. Goldstein off the crossover, gains a step and lays it in.
What an incredible move by Goldstein right there, Joe. Crossover, gets the lay-in to fall.
So difficult to defend. He can shoot from anywhere in the gym. And if you close out too aggressively, he'll take it right past you.
Been a highlight reel start to this game for both teams.
And Menander coughed it up to Kone.
Already looking for someone to go with it.
Something easy to forget about Goldstein's game. His footwork in the low post is really good. As Kone draws the foul, and we'll head to the line on the other side of our first media timeout. 13:41 to go in the first half. Dolphins trail 15-11. .13:41 on the clock in the first half, and the Dolphins trail 15-11. It's a 6 of 12 start for Queens, 5 of 10 for CSI. Difference right now, a pair of Knights three-pointers. And Asa Kone fouled ahead of the media timeout. Will head to the line for two shots.
Yeah, not often have we said this season that the difference of this game right now, the other side for the Dolphins has been the other team out shooting them from the three-point line.
Kone's first free throw is good.
See a couple of substitutions for the Dolphins as well. Mitchell Wiggin, Brandon Torres, Andrew Benedict all in the game. Goldstein and Kone, the only two remaining out there.
We went a fairly long time before our first stoppage there, and
yeah,
I'm sort of glad we did because this game had a really nice pace to it. I've never been a huge fan of the media timeouts. Kone goes 2 for 2.
That's what I kind of liked about the women's game. You get one media timeout per quarter, and that's not
I
that's
do
not
like
bad.
that better.
Yeah.
I do like that better.
I don't hate it.
I'd almost be inclined to say for the men's game they could do 3 media timeouts every 5 minutes.
Yeah, how about that shot right there?
That was Dante Prescott on the pull-up.
Prescott with a high arcing shot off of that screen. But, yeah, I don't hate that. You know, I don't know, maybe around 12-minute, 8-minute, 4-minute. I think that's not bad.
I would do 15-10-5 as Goldstein banks it in.
And a tough shot by Goldstein right there.
On the side of Queens, Prescott, who already got on the board, has checked in, along with Aaron Mitchell. Also in the game. I believe in the Now, I must preface, Nick, by saying these numbers are extremely small.
It was funny. I was just about to ask you about your thoughts about these jerseys. Let's give it a go right there.
They're small on the front, incredibly hard to read on both sides, but it's Ahmad Gallimore who checked in. Benedict feeds Kone now. Torres along the baseline finds Benedict in the corner. Benedict on the drive, can't finish, and Gallimore has the rebound. Prescott, bounce pass to Gallimore, and he had it tipped away.
Yeah, if I was on stats today, it'd be a very interesting night having to try to read those jerseys. Might be one of those nights where you look at the sneakers and say, okay, it's this person.
You don't see it too often where the inner fill of the jersey number matches the uniform. And we say it every year, Nick.
Yeah.
As Benedict snatches the rebound off that miss. Goldstein ahead to Torres. Torres can't finish. Rebound to Mitchell. Big crossover by Gallimore, and Kone knocked it away from him with the body.
He didn't know where the ball was initially, and how about that, Joe? We quickly go back to another media timeout.
That's exactly why I don't like the format. I just don't like it. When you have multiple timeouts within 4 minutes of one another, if you run a bit late on the first one, you get two, one after the other, just like this.
Is this media timeout going to be used to talk about our disgust about media timeouts?
I wouldn't call it disgust. It's more of, I think, it's just too frequent. I would go one every 5 minutes at 15-10-5. I think that makes the most sense. And, that's my thoughts on it, Nick.
Yeah.
Simple as. Dolphins still trail by 4, and we've spoken long enough, so we'll stay right here. What stood out to you early in this game, Nick? Of course, the Knights shooting it well early. You said it. The Dolphins very rarely on the short end of the three-point shooting, but anything else you've taken notice of?
I really like the pace of this game from both sides, and I know we were just talking about that before, but I mentioned how Queens needed to make sure the Dolphins did get out to a hot start. And credit, the Dolphins have gotten out to a nice start in this game, but Queens has counteracted that and has gotten off to a hot start themselves. And that's really what they needed to do if they were going to be able to compete with this Dolphins team at going into the second half, because we've seen the Dolphins at times this year, Joe. We mentioned it earlier, too, how this Dolphins team at times and points in the season in the second half has gotten the lead, has let the lead slip away from them a couple of times. And in the game that these two teams played last year at the Tank, that was the difference. Dolphins couldn't hold on to their first half lead, and then counteracted into the second half, and that's where they lost the game entirely. So if you're CSI, got to find a way to maybe try and make some shots here in the next couple of minutes, because the last couple of minutes haven't been the best for them in terms of shooting. You can make a couple of substitutions here, bringing back in Tynes, who will try to help them at the three-point line potentially.
Just shy of 12 minutes to go in the first half. It is Knights basketball coming out of the media timeout. Inbound goes to Mitchell. Quickly hands to Prescott for three. No good from the corner. Rebounded by Wiggin. Goldstein defended by Prescott. Swings it to Wiggin. Wiggin gains a step. Gets to the basket and can't get the bank shot to go.
Last couple of possessions, the Dolphins are trying to go inside of the paint, but have not been able to get any buckets, and they're struggling right now these last couple of minutes.
Dolphins have done a good job in this game getting to the rim, but this has been one of the rare nights where early those shots haven't gone down. And very nearly Jawan Smith was able to get that to go despite the foul. He heads to the line for two shots and a chance to add to the Knights' lead.
And we spoke about the importance of this game for Queens. Right now, it pretty much in the same position the Dolphins, the women's side, was in the first game of tonight's doubleheader, Joe, where right now they lead the current standings in terms of getting that 6th seed, but it's only by a tiebreaker. So there's not a lot of room for error for them right now in the season. They've got to get some wins in this last month of the season.
Well, you mentioned during the pregame, Nick, how there's a lot of crowding around that bottom spot in the standings. And by bottom spot, we mean the last playoff spot. And Smith goes to the line and misses both free throws.
Well, we talked about the heckle. I don't know if you want to call it heckling, but
the free throw heckling, yes.
Yes.
So if you missed the women's game, as Benedict is way off on the three, we talked about the decorum for free throw heckling.
Decorum, that's the word I want.
You mentioned that it's a useless practice to heckle if you wait until after the ball is released. But in a silent gym, is it really acceptable to be heckling before the free throw attempt? I would say probably not. I think it's a bad look. But, the home team might argue otherwise. The Dolphins force a turnover.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that that's our laptop.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's our laptop. It's okay.
I was going to say, it looks like everything's okay.
It's okay. Where's our SID? She should be checking on that laptop right now, Nick.
I'm actually looking to see where she is.
On the walkway up top.
Angie, of course, just giving us a little bit of a scare right there with that play. Right.
You got to get the hands up. Joe showed you how it's done in the first game.
It's true.
Benedict can't finish at the rim once again.
I don't remember what game I showed it in earlier on this season, but had to be very quick.
Feed inside.
Travel.
And Mitchell travel.
So both teams now, Joe, after a strong start offensively, they're starting to get a little bit ice cold. And I will not make the joke I made earlier on in the first game either.
About the temperature outside. Well,
I didn't say it this time.
It is a bit chilly.
Just a bit.
It can get chilly in here if you're not careful. I always come with the layers.
I'm just now looking forward to Sunday. That's all I could say.
What Sunday?
More snow.
Certainly hope not. I'm supposed to be in Philadelphia on Monday night. Wiggins' fall-away jumper is good, and the Dolphins are back to within 2.
Over a 6'9" defender, and Wiggins still able to get that one to fall.
Wiggins has so many offensive maneuvers in his arsenal. He can find a way to create that separation regardless of who's guarding him. Commander kicks out, and Teal can't hit the 3. David Teal recently checking in off the Queens bench.
They have numbers.
Well, Tynes and Goldstein both wanted the ball, and it finds Benedict for the lay-in.
The Queens wanted to travel on the play because of them holding the ball together. That was almost friendly fire that we saw in the first game, too.
Well, we saw a jump ball called in the first game where 2 Dolphins were tied up with each other, and jump ball was called.
Don't think I'll ever see that again.
Perhaps. Corner 3 on the way, and that rattles out. Wiggin with the rebound.
At least you hope not.
It happens. I think the variable is whether or not the whistle comes in, as Wiggin went down to the floor. Chestnut gains a step, can't finish with the left hand, but that was off the foot of Smith.
Get a second look at that play where Goldstein and Tynes went to the same exact spot, but Goldstein with a nice assist inside to find Benedict cutting.
Well, if there was a travel, you couldn't see it on that replay.
It was a second early on that one.
Of course, the Dolphins will contend
Like I
nothing
said,
of the sort.
Like I said, I'm all about accountability, and I have to take accountability for that one.
That's my favorite word, as you know.
Yes.
Goldstein bounced past to Kone. It was tipped. Menander defending, and Kone banks it in.
That's going to be my matchup to watch in this game, Joe. It's, Kone versus Menander, really tough matchup for both sides, and Kone with a really impressive move on the post.
We're going to have to come up with Nick's matchup to watch. I'll make you a graphic and everything.
Yeah.
Campbell off the head fake, defended well by Chestnut. He now looks to drive to his right, feeds Menander, and he lays it in.
That's just too easy because they were able to force the switch as soon as he got past Chestnut, and it was just an easy bucket for Menander.
Well, when you have a player as good as Campbell who's able to beat his man off the dribble and then feed a 6'9" player on the interior, that's a very tough combination to defend. Chestnut all tied up, threw it away. Campbell with Wiggin all over him, can't finish.
Good defense by Wiggin. Didn't go up with it, was just waiting to see if Campbell would miss it, and he did.
Great job to get back and not foul. Chestnut in and out. Wiggin got his hands on it. Tynes pulls it in. Goldstein open for 3. Off the mark. Wiggin tried to save it off of Campbell, and Wiggin all tied up in the barricade. 3 on the way at the other end for Prescott.
And even if he didn't get it, Campbell was wide open underneath the rim for the rebound, but good job by Prescott But a nice game the last time out for the Knights. Big shot.
Clean up in row 1 at the other end of the floor.
Yes.
Chestnut throws one up off the window, and Kone throws it back down.
That's just good timing and good patience by Kone right there. Chestnut threw it off the glass, and a nice two-handed slam once again by Kone.
With how contested he was, I got the feeling that was almost intentional, Nick.
I think so too. Question is, does stats think so?
I don't think you can call that a pass.
No.
As we'll head to immediate timeout, here's one more look at it. Well, I'll tell you, Nick, if it wasn't a pass, it acted as a pretty darn good pass.
Yeah.
Chestnut to Kone for the two-handed putback slam as the Dolphins trail by just 1. Our score, Queens 24, Staten Island 23, 6:35 to play in the first half. .6:35 to go in the first half with the Dolphins trailing by 1. And, Nick, it's not often we've said that this year as Menander's a bit strong from 3. Tynes with the rebound. How many times have we called a game where the Dolphins trailed at halftime here at home?
Not many.
Not many. Tynes with the fake, had it poked away. Good defense there by Gallimore.
He's all
over him.
Yeah.
Gallimore, a junior. You have to wonder, has he defended Tynes at all in practice in the past?
I think so.
Now, is he a first-year Knight? His previous school, Slippery Rock University, as Pullen puts up an air ball.
Immediate. Right back to the Knights. So I think the Dolphins were on the baseline on that play. So 6:11 to go in the first half.
So probably not is the answer to my question.
Yeah, more than likely no. You know, when you asked, I said he might be, but there's also there's probably a chance that he also should transfer.
My eyes immediately darted to previous school, and I sounded foolish as Menander rebounds the Freed miss and draws a foul.
I could barely hear the whistle on that one.
A lot of energy in the building tonight, Nick. We have Joe Masha in the building, so you know that this crowd means business. He is so intently focused on this game, he didn't hear me name drop him. He was my predecessor.
That's true.
He hired you.
He did.
Now he realizes we're talking about it. J.J. Chestnut recognized him.
That's true. He did.
Now, is there any other Dolphin who was here?
I don't think so.
No, I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either.
J.J. recognized him.
My goodness.
I have to admit, that would distract me, Nick.
Yeah.
Don't know how much of that came over the headset, but it sounded like a very unusual sneeze.
Well, you know, with the weather outside, it makes sense.
1 of 2 trip to the line as Chestnut had it poked away from behind.
Now, is that from the Goldstein section?
We're
still figuring out.
During our last men's broadcast, we mentioned that we needed a name for Aaron's cheering section. It's tough because everything I liked I couldn't use on air. So I settled on the Goldstein gang, but that seems kind of bland. Steal by Menander, he feeds Jones. Freed defended by Goldstein. What do you think, Nick? Do we have to go with the Goldstein gang for lack of better options?
Guess, but I don't know. Like I don't want to axe them either. I feel like it has to be
then no,
generic.
it has
Yeah.
to be. It has to be organic.
Yeah.
As Campbell gets the floater to go. And the Goldstein gang's not terrible.
That's not terrible either.
They're making some noise now, Nick. You can count that basket and the foul.
And you heard TJ Tibbs immediately telling Goldstein as soon as he got the ball to go, 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 and he definitely went. He gets the and one. Have a chance of a three-point play.
Goldstein to the line for one more with the Dolphins trailing by a pair. Goldstein hits the free throw.
Hit a very rare four-point play, as you mentioned, in their win over the Red Hawks on Saturday. Don't really see that very often.
Well, I think it's something you mentioned early in the game, Nick, as that shot won't go, but a foul is called, and Michel will head to the line. You said it before tip-off. The Knights could not allow the Dolphins to get off to another one of those red-hot starts that we've seen so many times where the Dolphins go up by double digits early. And I think they can check that box. And having done that now, I think they put themselves in a really good position in this game, especially with a lead as we close in on halftime.
Trying to see as well who got that last foul, and it was Eric Tynes. So that's number 2 on him now here in this first half.
The only player on either team with multiple fouls. Free throw good by Michel. He goes 2 for 2 from the line.
I'm not going to pretend to know what that heckle was from the crowd.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just have to let it go. The thing is, they're so close to us that it's hard to ignore. Pull up by Goldstein off back iron. And Poulin snatches it away. He's now open. No good from 3.
Yeah, Dolphins, uncharacteristic as well, Joe. I mentioned it too. Have not really been able to hit their three-point shots here in the first half.
And despite that, they're still down just 3. As Jones can't hit, the putback won't go for Campbell, but the Dolphins tipped it away into their own bench.
Eric Goldstein and Joe Calabrese almost having a collision right there.
Hopefully doesn't give him a shoulder rub.
No comment. No comment.
Hey, Joe admittedly, you know, it's not a secret, he's a very touchy person. I am the complete opposite end of that, you know, open to touch, not receptive to touch spectrum there.
How about that pass?
And Wiggin rejects Menander.
And he gets the ball back for CSI. Wow.
Wiggin with a great defensive play.
That's certainly going to wake up the crowd.
We saw Wiggin do that at Dieuville as well, where he came out of nowhere from behind and stifled a shot at the basket. And you could tell Menander had no clue he was coming.
That was an all-around great play because Campbell set him up perfectly on the inside, but it did not matter.
Great defense there by Wiggin. Dolphins still trail it by 3. Wiggin. Finger roll won't go. I'm glad our spectator didn't finish that sentence as Menander draws the foul.
I try not to laugh, but then you mentioned it,
Nick,
so I had
it's
to.
so close to the microphone that you have to acknowledge it. It's right there. I don't think it's that clear over the broadcast as we get another look at that rejection by Wiggin. How about that second look? What a job by our camera operator courtside.
Impeccable work.
Impeccable work by the tripod to your left. Media timeout with 3:55 to go in the first half. Knights lead the Dolphins 29-26. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Dolphins trail by 3 as Henry Menander will head to the line for Queens. 2 shots coming up. Well, the heckle worked that time, Nick.
He certainly altered that shot.
I would say so.
Knights now 3 of 7 from the free throw line.
And Menander goes 1 for 2.
I don't know what that meant.
Well, I'm concerned that if I did, we might have to censor it. Knights by 4. Dolphins inbound with 3:55 to go in the half. Chestnut defended by Freed. Benedict hands it right back to JJ. Tiptoes the
Look
baseline, and
Oh my goodness.
well, there is an unexpected souvenir for our spectators in the front row.
Souvenir that you cannot bring back home.
No, not this time.
Not like the aforementioned baseball we got in Yankee Stadium a couple months back.
3.5 to go. Campbell gets inside and can't finish the finger roll. Goldstein weaving through traffic. Still moving downhill. Finds Kone for the slam.
How about that by Goldstein? The wherewithal to hold on to the ball all through that traffic and finds Kone for the easy two-handed slam.
He finds new ways to impress every game. Freed lost it on the way up and gets the floater to go.
How about that play by Freed?
He lost the ball halfway
I know.
up.
And that's just a really bad turnover right there by the Dolphins off the inbound.
Chestnut threw it away as we get one more look at that last sequence for Goldstein. Around the back pass as well.
Styling and profiling, as we like to hear from the wrestling.
For our basketball fans, you would have heard that from Clyde Frazier.
True.
Corner 3. Off the back rim, no good by Prescott.
Although by now you should know who Ric Flair is.
For better or worse.
That was a hard screen by Kone, and as he goes towards the ground.
Chestnut around the back, feeds Kone, and Kone can't finish.
Foul.
Was he fouled?
Yeah.
On the shot or on the rebound?
I think on the rebound. But it looks
We
like
are
it's
headed
going
for
to be
a
a
media
shot.
timeout, I believe. But we did have the last one.
Yeah,
under
we
4
had it
minutes.
already.
We had it.
It's going to be a free throws coming up for Kone.
Well, that was a late whistle.
Yeah. Yeah. No sugarcoating at that. That's
Yeah, I
definitely
mean-
the case.
Got to call a spade, Nick. Kone hits the first free throw.
Kone been to the line a lot tonight so far in this first half. Now he's 3 for 3, looking to make it 4 for 4.
Kone 2 for 2 from the stripe. He's now 4 for 4 from the line. Under 2.5 to play here in the first half. Campbell with it, defended by Wiggin. Hands off to Jones. Jones bounce pass along the baseline. Mitchell backing in on Kone. Draws the foul and will head to the line for 2 shots.
That'll be Kone's first foul of this first half. And for the Dolphins now, their 16th foul. 2:10 to go.
Now that's a new one.
Now that was just messed up.
Well, it worked.
That was messed up. As a fan of the movie Good Burger, unbelievable.
Yeah, you know. I can't say I've heard that one before.
Is he
Let's
going
put
to
it
work
that
at
way.
Mondo Burger? Is that what he's trying to say?
Maybe the Krusty Krab next?
Might be.
Big SpongeBob fan.
Of course.
1 of 2 trip to the line puts the Knights up by 3.
Just don't watch the new SpongeBob movie.
Why not? As Kone can't finish.
There are more than one reasons why.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, just take my word.
Prescott. Dribbles along the baseline, finds space, and can't hit the pull-up.
You know what it is? The first movie was so good. Why make a couple more after that?
They've made 2 more now?
They made a couple, yeah.
Okay. Goldstein, bounce pass
wow.
to Chestnut. What a feed by AG.
I mean, you said it before. We're just finding other, ways to say how great he's been this season. That was an incredible pass underneath.
Yeah, one might call it the home commentary glaze. Another might call it some great basketball. But he's been really good this year. I don't think there's any way around that. The home commentary glaze, that's a new one.
That's certainly something I didn't have on my bingo card.
We find new ways to impress the viewers every broadcast as Mitchell turns it over. Chestnut, bounce pass, Wiggin, and he draws the foul.
And, we talked about it earlier with Goldstein, so many accolades he's had this season. And it's really just in this last month, Joe. The game against Stack, of course, he scores 36 points, including his 1,000th career point, helps CSI beat Stack for the first time since 1979. He gets featured in the top 100 watch list for the Bevo Francis Award, named the ECC Player of the Week, then for the 3rd time this season, and then most recently was named the Metropolitan Basketball Writers Association Division 2/3 Player of the Week for the 2nd time this year as well.
The accolades continue to pile up, and Nick, this is just year 3.
Yeah, and he would love a big-time accolade at the end of the ECC Tournament Championship.
Well, that's just it, Nick.
Joe, you like the score right now?
I have to say, I'm okay with this.
I'm sure you are.
We're all tied up at 33.
Campbell's
and
not, though.
Campbell breaks the tie.
Campbell does not like the score.
Oh, the Dolphins have held Campbell in check. He's just 3 for 7. Now has 7 points and will head to the line for 1 shot, but he does have 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals.
Yeah, tonight you're getting a good matchup of 2 of the best of the ECC tonight with Campbell and Goldstein, and they've had a nice start for both sides so far. Campbell will go to the free throw line for a potential 3-point play.
Free throw good by Campbell, and a timeout is called in what is likely a use it or lose it situation. Queens calls timeout, and with that, we'll take a quick 30-second break. Under a minute to go in the first half. The Dolphins trail 36-33. Under a minute to go in the first half. Dolphins trail 36-33. Goldstein had it poked away, and Prescott dove on top of it and took it from him. Foul called at the other end, and that attempt waved off for offensive interference, but a foul occurred.
Goldstein, meanwhile, getting up very slowly after that play over towards the Dolphin bench.
Well, I'm sure the bench did not allow that sequence, allowing Prescott to dive on top of the ball, but this is not the close to the half you wanted if you're the Dolphins. You had the score tied at 33, and Queens now with a chance to make it 5 straight points. We've covered a lot of games here at home so far this year, Nick. I'm not sure we've seen a team challenge the Dolphins through the first 20 minutes like the Knights have outside of maybe the Stack game.
I was going to say probably Stack,
yeah. That first game between the Dolphins and the Spartans was a thriller, but that second one, the Dolphins really pulled away late.
Both games were really instant classics, if you want to call it that, and that's something that, depending on how those two teams finish in terms of seeding, could be a potential playoff matchup again, maybe a part 3.
Absolutely. 15 to shoot now. Goldstein with it. He's quickly doubled. Chestnut inside for Kone, who is fouled. Man.
If you're Gallimore, you'll certainly take that foul because that would have been another easy dunk right there for Kone.
He met Kone above the rim.
His bench certainly happy about that play.
Well, that's one of those, Nick, that I mentioned during the women's game. Player gets a ball underneath. It looks like an easy 2. Take that away. If you can do it cleanly, take away the easy 2 points.
Kone now going for his 5th and 6th free throws of this first half.
Well, I mentioned it. I believe it was during the game at Mercy that I covered on the road. Kone reached his free throws attempted total from last year in that game. So with about, a month and a half to go in the season, he reached the same number of free throws attempted as he had last year. And we can't hammer the point home enough, Nick. Every Dolphin who's been asked to assume a bigger role this year, be it offensively, defensively, or in terms of minutes, they've all stepped up.
Yeah, no question about it, Joe. They've been big contributors this season to taking that next big step.
Prescott racing to the basket, finds Mitchell for the lay-in. 5 seconds to go in the half now. Wiggin had it poked away, and time will run out on the Dolphins to close out the first half.
I'm Gallimore right there. You got to watch yourself because that could have been a technical foul before the half ended.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I think you have to let them play, Nick. But we've reached
yeah.
halftime. Our score, the Knights 40 and the Dolphins 35. Our TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report with men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs coming up. And we are joined courtside by men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report. And, Coach, we've seen your team get off to a lot of good starts here at home this season. The Knights tried to slow you down a bit early in this game. You battled back. What made things difficult in the early going?
I mean, Queens is always going to be one of the best defensive teams in the region. The match, that's what they're known for. So they're playing a really good game. I think we're being out tough, we're being out coached. But we fought back. We just made a couple of mental mistakes. We're getting a bunch of shots at the rim, but we're not finishing them. So hopefully we're going to get those shots in the second half, and we can convert some of those because I thought some of those were bunnies. But credit to Queens, they came out with a hot start, right? So in a conference game and in a game between Queens and CSI, you could throw away the numbers, you could throw away the records. It's about who's going to be tougher, who's going to be able to execute. And right now they out-executed us. They were more ready to play, and that's a credit to their coaching staff, and I got to be better, and I know our kids will be better in the second half.
And I think you touched on it a bit, mentioning some of those shots around the basket, but just 1 of 9 from 3 in the first half, uncharacteristic of the team. Do you expect to see some more of those go down and combine that with some finishes around the basket? What's your outlook and what are you hoping for from your team in the second half?
I think it's by design. If you watch the way Queens plays defense, we're getting way more shots at the rim than we usually do because they don't want us to shoot. So that's the base of their defense. I don't want to get too much into strategy talk, but they're going to shut out your three-point shooters. They're going to be tight on them. They're going to play tough on them. So it's going to be hard, 1, to get them up. And 2, it's going to be hard because they're going to be heavily contested if you get them up. So what we get a lot of our shots is we get stops. So we didn't get a lot of stops. There's a lot of stoppages, a lot of free throws and stuff that allowed them to get set in their defense, be able to change defenses and do different things like that. So, but I trust the guys. They're going to do good. Queens has great players and great coaches, and they outplayed us and out-executed us in the first half. So we'll see what the game plan calls for in the second half, but we just got to be a lot sharper.
All right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. That's men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs, kind enough to join us for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report. When we come back, half number 2 from the tank.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us. I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Give me a break it! Break it!
Can I have a hug? No. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Second half about to get underway from the tank, and Nick, it's as if a switch flipped at halftime. My voice is going.
I can hear it right now.
I came into the night a bit under the weather, and we're a bit further under right now.
This is your Jordan flu game.
Sure is, as Chestnut draws the foul.
And something to note, too, Joe, by the way, for this Dolphins to go in the second half, they made a lineup change going into the half. Mitchell Wiggin starting over Eric Tynes to begin this half.
Well, I spoke with head coach TJ Tibbs at halftime, and he said something that I think you and I echoed in the first half as Chestnut misses the free throw. Dolphins had a lot of chances around the basket during the first 20 minutes that would not go, and he noted that it was by design in terms of how Queens looks to defend. And we didn't highlight this, but it makes sense and is in line with what Coach Tibbs said. 9 three-point attempts in the half for the Dolphins. That's a pretty low number considering what we've seen for much of the year.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think, he mentioned it too as well. It's the shots have been there for the Dolphins. They just haven't really been able to make them fall. So they've got to find a way to make them fall here in the second half. Right now trailing by 4.
They did have a lot of looks around the rim as Campbell's jumper is short. Kone with the rebound.
Good defense right there by Wiggin, who, of course, had that emphatic block earlier in that first half, and a nice defensive stand right there.
Goldstein finds Kone, who lost it, and Wiggin stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, trying to find Kone on the inside for potential another bucket inside of the paint, but it went right through Kone's hands, and then the Dolphins lost on the baseline.
And very quickly, foul is called as Jones looked to bring it toward the half-court line. Some first-half numbers for the Knights: 44% shooting, just 4 of 14 from downtown, 8 of 13 from the line. The Dolphins, 42% from the field, 1 of 9 from deep, and 8 of 9 from the stripe.
6 of those from Asa Kone.
Kone perfect at the line in the first half. He had 16 first-half points. Really big half for Kone. As the runner along the baseline is good by Campbell. Queens back in front by 6.
Tough shot right there by Campbell with the defender on him and gets that floater to fall.
Chestnut short on the 3. And it will be Knights basketball.
Another sense where the Dolphins got the open look, but again just didn't fall right there. This time for Chestnut.
Shell will bring it up. Defended by Chestnut. Now freed with it well beyond the arc. Goldstein all over him. And Goldstein commits another foul.
It's quickly now 2 on Goldstein. Something we also didn't know about Tynes, not starting the second half. He has 3 fouls in this game.
Tynes on the bench with 3. Wiggin and Goldstein now both with 2. Campbell's got it. Backing in on Poulin. And the turnaround jumper is an air ball. Menander had it taken away.
I think that was blocked by Kone on the back because Menander went up with the shot initially.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure the ball got out of his hand. That shot was stifled before he could even shoot it. Goldstein deep 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Michel.
The Dolphins are looking for that shot that can get the tank back going in this game.
And Chestnut rejects Freed in transition. Seen some good transition defense from the Dolphins in this game. Poulin left open. In and out.
Another shot that just did not want to rattle in.
Dolphins are now 1 of 12 from 3. As Campbell drops it in. Largest lead of the game for Queens. They're in front by 8.
This thing's starting to slip away from the Dolphins here. Early, slow start here in the second half.
Wiggin can't connect from distance.
And Poulin will at least ward them the ball right back. Good defensive stop right there by him. Even though it's not a defensive stop, he was able to make sure that rebound was not handled by the Knights, and the Dolphins will get a second chance opportunity right here.
Chestnut will inbound from the baseline. Poulin given room. Finds Kone, now Goldstein for 3. Splash.
That was a much-needed basket for CSI right there. Good ball movement off of the inbound. Goldstein knocks down the three. A second three-pointer of the night for CSI, and they're still within 5 points.
Goldstein not deterred. Knocks down a big shot. This is Campbell. Gang is making some noise, Nick.
Chestnut called for the foul right there.
Well, the Dolphins have to be careful. They're piling up the fouls quickly to begin the second half.
Get a look at that last three-pointer from Goldstein. A huge shot for CSI. A slow start to the second half, but big shot right there cuts the lead within 5.
Already 3 team fouls on the Dolphins to begin half number 2. 20 on the shot clock for Queens. Menander kicks out to Campbell and gets it right back. Kone got a piece of that entry pass. Now Jones left open. Can't hit from 3.
Big rebound by Kone right there.
Chestnut had it poked at by Campbell. He gets inside and was blocked by Menander.
Yeah, tough to go up with that one with the 6'9" defender.
Menander gets the feed in transition, had it stripped, and gets it back, and scores.
It was a good defensive stop by Goldstein, but Menander got the ball back and got the lay-in.
Knights by 7 as Wigan comes up short on the lay-in.
It's Campbell that comes down with the rebound.
Really tough shot there for Wigan. Jones left open. Couldn't hit it over Kone.
Goldstein once again down. And I don't know if you saw it, Joe. He was trying to go up for the rebound on that play. It was between him and I believe Johnny Jones on that play, or it might have been Prescott actually. And they might have buckled knees on that play.
Well, you're hoping that the worst of it is that they bang knees and that's all. But they'll check on Goldstein over at the bench, and his team trails 46-39 with 15:49 to go in the second half. Under 16 minutes to play here at the Tank with the Dolphins trailing 46-39. Chestnut will bring it up, and with the Dolphins now trailing by 7, they've sent Eric Tynes back in, and you have to think, Nick, that play was probably diagrammed out of the timeout.
Yeah, great design play call right there by the Dolphins. Chestnut wide open underneath after the screen from Kone, and puts them back within 5, and we see that not only Tynes checks in, Andrew Benedict checked in as well.
Queens by 5, just over 15 minutes remaining. Jones kicks out, Prescott into the corner, Freed for 3. No good, and Goldstein saves it to Tynes.
That was almost a close play for Kone. He went up with the rebound, but it still hadn't hit the rim.
Goldstein wanted Benedict, but that's a dangerous pass.
Yeah, Prescott right there to make sure that was not going to be the case.
High risk, very low reward with Benedict making his way toward the paint. Jones once again finds Freed in the other corner, and this time he knocks it down.
Big shot by Freed right there. Dolphins, despite a slow start the second half, still within this game, but they needed that one badly if you're the Knights.
That one tipped
the Dolphins get a big break right there with the foul. Another possession right there, Joe, where they almost carelessly turned it over.
I wasn't sure which way the foul was going.
But now they're having a conference about it.
It might be on the Dolphins.
Yeah, it might be.
Still waiting to find out.
They're still talking about it.
Sent the teams back to the bench. Let's get a look at it, Nick. It'll be just outside the range of our close-up view, so we'll have to go with the wide shot. I'll tell you what I think, then you tell me what you think. I think it's a clean tip.
Yeah.
Now, I think it comes down to, do you think that Kone hooked Jones, or did he stiff-arm Kone? And they're going to say that Kone hooked Jones.
That certainly will not make the Fanatics happy.
No. And we've heard a lot of profanity, I have to admit.
Yeah.
I don't know who the profanity is associated with.
The boos are very loud right now.
No mistaking which venue this game is being played in.
Yeah.
Prescott into the corner. Freed fakes. Goes up with the floater and gets the bounce.
That's a tough shot by Freed right there. Contact by Chestnut and somehow got that that floater to fall.
All right, Nick, at what point do we ask Joe Masha to leave? We jokingly said that if he showed up to this game and the Dolphins did not win, he would take the blame.
Yeah. Could be the next media timeout.
Yeah, I'll have to escort him out, exercise my remaining authority to do so. Just as quickly as I put him on that entry list, I can take him off. Knights lead the Dolphins by 10. Goldstein uses the Kone screen. Goldstein to the basket, throws up a wild shot. It won't go. And here comes Jones back the other way. Campbell left open.
Good job of the Dolphins right there defensively to get back.
Campbell with the floater off the front rim. He's got it back, and he has two more.
Yeah, just too easy for Campbell right there. No one really boxing him out on that play, and he gets the second chance opportunity. Dolphins now down 12.
He started 2 of 7. Now 5 of 12 as Chestnut was blocked by Menander. And the Dolphins are just struggling to get good looks right now. Jones wide open for 3. And a foul was called.
I think it's on Menander because he was kind of holding Kone on that rebound, and that was indeed the case. And something to note too, Joe, also, is remember the game was tied 33-33. Since then, it has been a 20-8 run for Queens.
Queens has also scored the last 7. And I'm not sure we've covered a game all season where the Dolphins struggled this much from three-point range.
We haven't.
Both in terms of percentage and in terms of getting open looks.
And remember the first meeting between the two teams last year, Joe, the Dolphins shot about 30% from the field and about under 30% from the three-point line the first time these two teams met last year.
Goldstein gets inside and is blocked by Campbell. Campbell racing back the other way. Goes around the back, hangs, and hits. Count the basket, and one.
Incredible play by Campbell. One end gets the block, the other end gets the and one. And the tank has starting to become a bit silent now. It's a 14-point lead for Queens.
Taj Malik Campbell showing why he's one of the elite players in the East Coast Conference as he comes up with the block and goes coast to coast, hanging in the air, able to hit. That basket counts, and the contact will send him to the free throw line for one more. The free throw is good to make it a 15-point Knights lead.
And something that TJ Tibbs said at halftime too, Joe, is something that I mentioned as well in the first, before the game started. Doesn't matter what the records are for both sides. These two teams play very, very closely every single time they play.
Wiggin banks it in. That's a much-needed 2 points for the Dolphins.
That's the scoreless drought for CSI right there, back within 13, but they really need some stops these next couple possessions.
That ends a 10-0 run for Queens. And Coach Tibbs said it at halftime. His team did not get enough stops in the first half. They need those stops now. Still plenty of time left in this game. Gallimore defended by Tynes. Bounce pass to Mitchell. Mitchell throws up. Wild shot. That one almost went over the backboard. Chestnut back the other way. Lefty layup is good. J.J. Chestnut straight to the basket.
Not an easy one for Chestnut right there. Used that Kone screen and was able to just get it to fall. Puts the team down in 11.
Under 12 minutes to play. The next whistle will send us to immediate timeout. Dolphins back to within 11.
Dolphins would love to get this to a single-digit game before that next media.
And it will not happen as Chestnut commits the foul.
That's now 6.
And if you're the Dolphins, you really hate to put yourself in a position where the Knights are looking at an early bonus, but Dolphins are one foul away from putting the Knights in that 1-and-1 bonus situation. And when we come back, it is an 11-point game. Our score, Queens 56, Staten Island 45, 11:32 to play. Just over 11 and a half minutes to play from the tank, with the Knights leading the Dolphins 56-45.
Something that we noted before that last break, Joe. Dolphins now with 16 fouls. Knights one away from getting into the bonus.
Campbell defended by Wiggin. Feeds Mitchell and gets it right back. 5 to shoot. Campbell doubled along the baseline, finds Prescott. He throws one up and in. Man.
Yeah, just a tough possession for the Dolphins right there. They played it really good defensively, but Prescott got that one to fall.
Great defense, better offense that time. Wiggin trapped, finds Kone. You can see it, Nick. Queens swarming the ball. Chestnut into the corner for Wiggin. Wiggin falls away, comes up short. Benedict with the rebound and the putback.
Maybe something that can spark the Dolphins back into this game. Great play by Benedict, getting the rebound and getting that putback to fall.
Just over 10 and a half to play now. Dolphins back to within 11. Campbell for Prescott. He backs it on Goldstein, and his turnaround jumper won't go. Benedict with the rebound. Finds Kone inside, backing in on Mitchell. Draws the foul.
Big free throws from Kone coming up right here. Nice first half shooting from the charity strike.
Dolphins with a chance here to cut the lead to single digits. Kone 6 for 6 from the line, Nick, and I know how you all feel about the commentator's jinx.
I didn't say it this time.
I take accountability.
Oh, man.
To be fair, we did say it to begin the half.
How many times over the course of us calling Little League baseball would you say there was a no-hitter going into a certain inning and then it immediately was broken up?
Well, you know that if you throw a no-hitter when I'm on the call, it means something.
That's true.
You earned it.
Speaking of earning, how about Kennedy Ruth, by the way, earning preseason player of the year for the ECC earlier today. Congratulations to her.
Co-pitcher of the year.
Co-pitcher of the year, sorry.
Got to look at that earlier when I came in, saw the headline. You know, I used to be on those emails, Nick, where I could know the award winner right away, but now I find out with the rest of us. As the Dolphins force another Queens turnover, Goldstein surveys the floor.
And wisely, the Dolphins slow it up a bit, Joe, because some of their mistakes have been when they've been going high-paced.
Chestnut off the jab step, crosses over, and his floater will not go. 9.5 to play. Queens leads by 10. Prescott uses the Campbell screen into the corner for Gallimore, and he threw it right to Benedict. Benedict, one-on-one inside, draws the foul. That was Teal defending, and now Queens has 5 team fouls, as Andrew Benedict will head to the line for 2 shots.
Just a matter of minutes, it feels like it was the Dolphins in foul trouble at 6-3, and now it's 6-5. And Benedict now with 2 big free throws coming up.
The Dolphins methodically chipping away here. It's been slow and gradual, but the Dolphins once again have a chance to pull to within single digits in this spot.
I was going to say, before Anthony was speaking on the PA, you could hear a pin drop right now.
This crowd is not used to the Dolphins being in this spot in the second half, that's for sure. And the free throw by Benedict is good. Queens lead down to single digits. They lead it by 9. And Benedict goes 2 for 2.
So the Dolphins cut the lead now to single digits. Would love another stop right here after forcing that turnover the last possession.
Dolphins applying a bit of pressure. Freed bringing it up, defended by Chestnut.
Chestnut's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get that foul.
Got to be careful on that reach there. Prescott in the corner. Backing in on Goldstein. Good defense from AG. Cross-court pass, Freed. Out to Jones. Jones off the pass fake, does not get the floater.
That one did not fall in right there for Jones.
It's halfway down. Chestnut open for 3. Off the back rim and rebounded by Wiggin. Goldstein open. Short. Wiggin with another offensive board, rattles in the putback.
How about the resiliency of this team, Joe? They missed a couple shots on that possession, but Wiggin with some incredible rebounds, and now it's a 6-point game.
And this building is coming to life, Nick. The lead is now 6 as Benedict blocks Freed. Goldstein racing up the floor, lays it in. 4-point game.
Defense leading to offense, and Benedict forcing the Knights to call a timeout. Great all-around play, and you mentioned it, Joe. The tank is starting to come back to life.
The Dolphins, in the midst of a run now, have cut the Queens lead to 4. Our score, Queens 58, Staten Island 54. The Dolphins have scored the last 9, still over 8 minutes to play. 8:08 to play from the tank. Queens leading CSI 58-54. Dolphins have scored the last 9 points. The Knights led by as many as 15.
It's as if like this game is, flipped a switch, Joe, because the Dolphins are usually in the spot where they have the big lead, and the lead trembles away in the second half.
And Chestnut dives to the floor to grab that rebound. Menander had a mismatch, didn't go up with it. Jones missed the three, and Wiggins goes coast to coast.
Wiggins has really been igniting a spark in this second half. Got the start over time to start the second half, and he's really shown out these last couple of minutes.
Wiggins now has 9 points and 6 rebounds on 4 of 9 shooting. Queens by 2 as we approach 7 minutes to play. Prescott for 3. Too strong, and Chestnut has the rebound.
Chance for the Dolphins to tie or take the lead right here.
The Knights have gone ice cold, Nick. Chestnut finds Goldstein on his way down to the floor, and the Dolphins will reset. Goldstein off the fake, finds Chestnut. JJ on the drive, throws it up with the left, and draws the foul.
A foul on Prescott. That's now 6 on the Knights.
Dolphins have done a good job avoiding that 17th foul. And now Chestnut will head to the line with a chance to get the Dolphins even.
And, before we go to the media, Joe, you have to like what this team has done the last couple of minutes. The hustle has been there. They've been very aggressive on the rebounds these last couple of minutes. And now they head into the media. 6:57 to go, trailing by 2. JJ Chestnut will have a chance to tie the game.
Big free throws coming up on the other side of this commercial break. The Dolphins trail by a pair. Chestnut headed to the line with a chance to tie when we come back. Under 7 minutes to play from the tank, and JJ Chestnut heads to the line with a chance to get the Dolphins even. First free throw is good.
How silent was the crowd on that free throw?
I was the only noise in the building, Nick. Very quiet.
Too quiet.
And JJ goes 2 for 2.
We didn't want to be responsible if anything happened on that one.
Well, I almost feel like I need to speak because if somebody says something they shouldn't,
I know,
then it's loud and clear.
Yeah, I agree.
The crowd's been a bit rowdy tonight.
Yeah, maybe more rowdy than usual.
Definitely more rowdy than usual.
All of a sudden now, tie game.
We're all knotted up at 58. The Dolphins in the midst of a 13-0 run. Wiggin to the basket with the left hand.
Goodness.
Wow.
Mitchell Wiggin is putting on a show here in the second half.
The Dolphins have scored 15 straight. They now lead it 60-58. Prescott outside. Menander. No good.
You said it, Joe. They've gone ice cold here in the second half.
They have not scored in over 4.5 minutes. Dolphins have scored the last 15 points and a chance to make their lead 2 possessions here. Goldstein off the fake, finds Kone, and he lays it in.
And how about the timing once again? Goldstein with that pass underneath the Kone, and Kone over Menander gets the bucket to fall.
Menander was draped all over Kone. Dolphins surrounding Freed on the baseline. Force it out of bounds. And Nick, neither team has committed that 7th foul yet as well. So the Dolphins have done a great job staying out of the penalty.
Yeah. Been a good last couple of minutes for both sides in terms of not giving up that foul. But the Dolphins, as you mentioned, it's been a while since they've got their last foul drawn, and they've done a good job defensively this last few minutes.
Campbell gets inside. The floater won't go for him, and the Dolphins have another stop.
The cold stretch continues for this Knights team.
Goldstein through traffic out to Benedict. Bounce pass back to Goldstein.
Chestnut.
Wasn't looking that way in time.
How about this, Joe? Look at this matchup right here. Campbell against Goldstein.
Goldstein out to Benedict. Benedict to the basket. Can't finish.
Almost got that one on the
he got there.
roll.
Campbell right at Kone. Good defense by Kone. Menander cleans it up and puts it in to end the Dolphins scoring run.
And also ending the drought for the Knights. Put in the back of within 2.
The Knights went 6.5 minutes without a point. The Dolphins had scored 17 straight. Dolphins taking their time to get set as Kone sets a screen for Goldstein. He'll try the 3. No good. AG got a good look at it from downtown that time. Teal out to Prescott. .15 to shoot. Menander with the screen. Prescott gets going downhill, and he is rejected by Kone. Then stripped by Kone and taken by Benedict. Here comes Wiggin. Wiggin off glass, can't finish. Rebound pulled in by Kone. Kone tied up, and he was fouled.
Dolphins will go to the free throw line after the next media timeout.
Menander can't believe it. And we'll get one more look at it from in close.
We gotta look at it as well in this next replay. Give me 1 second, Joe, but incredible defense right there by Kone. An emphatic block.
Kone with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. As you get one more look there from in close. Kone with his fingerprints all over that possession, perhaps all over the basketball after that emphatic swat.
Speaking of getting fingerprints on the basketball, let's look at that play earlier from Mitchell Wiggin. Forces the steal, goes up towards the rim, up and under. Fantastic finish by Wiggin.
Great job of using the basket to shield off the defender, and we know what kind of body control Wiggin has. And Nick, if you have it, do you have one more look at that sequence at this end of the floor to our left with the foul call?
I will take a look. I think I do.
All right, if we have it, let's get a look. Menander was beside himself after the foul was called. So they're going to say that Menander used his left hand to help Kone down to the floor. What do you think? I don't know if he had the leverage to do that.
No, I think Kone just slipped.
I thought so too, watching it live. But if you slow it down one more time while we have a moment, I think what the officials saw is Menander's left hand around Kone's hip.
You'll see right here in a moment. There's that left hand, but
it comes in right here.
He might have had a grip of the jersey. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't think he pulled him down to the floor. Whether or not he grabbed the jersey is a different discussion, but Menander was adamant that he did not foul him. He might be a bit biased, however. Kone hits a big free throw on the front end of the 1-and-1.
He's now 8 for 9 at the free throw line this game.
And Kone puts the Dolphins ahead by 4. Well,
a nice friendly touch right there.
Very soft rims here at the Tank, Nick.
You and Joe Calabrese agree on that sentiment. And there's the 17th foul now on CSI.
And that is not a situation where you're looking to give that foul.
Yeah,
There's no need for it, Nick.
That's Chestnut's 4th, keep in mind as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let's hope we don't hear that over the mic.
I have to admit, it's been a vulgar crowd, Nick.
I mean, we heard them rowdy during the stat game for good reason. But they have voices of displeasure in this game. And you could see it on the camera. You'll get the second look. Look how much the camera was shaking because of me. Not because of because of what you did, Joe.
No, I'm holding it, so it doesn't shake again.
I don't think it matters.
Man, rowdy bunch.
Yeah. Big game for both teams. We talked about it earlier.
You would think it's a playoff game.
Yeah. Could be a potential playoff matchup we see later on in the season.
Certainly could be. Goldstein out to Chestnut. Chestnut on the drive, can't finish the scoop. And he went down hard.
He's been going down hard a lot in the second half, too. A lot of shots he's been trying to force up, and unfortunately right there for the Knights, they have Menander wide open underneath, and they were not able to get him the ball.
You talked about it earlier, Nick. These two teams played a couple of close games last year. Do you remember what was on the line in that second game?
I wish, was it a home playoff game,
It was a home playoff game. The Dolphins led that game by almost 30.
They were up by 22.
22, I thought it was more.
I think the highest they led was by 22 points.
Yeah, I thought it was like 25 plus, but I called that game with you guys from Florida.
Yes.
And the Dolphins let it get away. Wiggin, too strong.
Who was that last off of? Dolphin ball.
Do we have a look at it from in close, Nick?
Let's see if we can.
And do we have time?
I don't know.
I think we do. We have time. You have time. I don't know if we have it in that corner.
We do not.
We tried. Goldstein off the inbound. Looked to drive the baseline, had it stripped away. Here comes Campbell checking over his shoulder. Finds an open man in the corner. That's freed with the air ball. Campbell's put back off the bottom of the rim. Second try won't go, but a foul was called. And Campbell right now trying to will the Knights to the finish.
Shows why he's been one of the best players in the ECC this season. Having an impeccable year on both sides of the floor for this Knights team this year, and now 2 huge free throws with 2:47 to go.
He has a double-double following that last sequence. Now with 18 points after that free throw, that goes along with 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And Campbell ties the score with 2 free throws. We're all even at 64, under 3 minutes to play. Chestnut getting direction from his bench. Finds Goldstein on the bounce pass for the easy lay-in.
And that was just a perfectly designed play, Joe, because it looked like Chestnut was looking on one side of the court, but the entire time he was waiting for Goldstein to cut on the other side.
Well, with how aggressive the Knights have been on the perimeter defending Aaron Goldstein, and all the Dolphins really, the Dolphins used it against them right there. Got Goldstein to fake as if he was coming to take a handoff. Instead, he went backdoor, and he got wide open. Pinpoint pass from Chestnut, and an easy 2 for Goldstein. 10 to shoot now for Queens. Campbell defended by Wiggin. His step-back jumper is up, and no good. But
remain with
that is
Queens,
tough.
Yeah.
Chestnut had his foot on the baseline.
Something to also note, too, for both sides, the Knights with two timeouts, I should say, remaining. Dolphins with 3 timeouts remaining.
Inbound goes to Menander. Now Prescott feeds Campbell. Campbell throws one toward the basket. He wanted Menander.
Yeah, he wanted Menander on that play.
Yeah, he thought about shooting it and then decided better of it, but it was too late. Dolphins get a gift there, and we'll call timeout.
Yeah, big break right there for CSI, forcing that turnover as it looked like for sure he was going to go to Menander on the inside. And now, with the Dolphins up by 2, they have the ball with 21 seconds to go on the shot clock. What do you think, Joe, they're trying to draw up here to try to put them up 2 possessions?
Well, we saw on the last possession that the Dolphins used the aggressiveness of Queens on the perimeter against them. Goldstein, as you'll see here, made a move toward the top of the arc as if he was going to accelerate toward Chestnut and take the handoff from him. As soon as he spun backdoor, he was able to gain the separation to get the easy basket. It took a good pass as well, but JJ, of course, a very capable passer. I think if you're the Dolphins, you might be able to use that aggressiveness on the perimeter against Queens again. How you do that, there are many ways you can do that. We saw just one of them there on that last replay, but I think they try and find a way to use that aggressive closing out of Queens and that perimeter trapping that we've seen against them in this spot. Look for somebody to go backdoor or to cut to the basket at some point during this possession, trying to catch the Knights overly aggressive on the outside.
I think as well, also try to milk some of the clock as well.
There it is.
Yep, you called it, Joe.
There it is. They
Goldstein.
find another creative way to get Goldstein cutting to the basket. Not the man you'd expect to cut, but that's the right play call for the right time late in the game as Prescott's 3 is off the back rim and tipped out of bounds by Gallimore.
Look at that entire sequence, Joe. You'll see right here the pass to Wiggin. Perfect pass to Goldstein underneath the rim. He goes up and under for the finish, and a great play call right there out of that timeout.
And when you see Kone setting that screen extended beyond the free throw line, you're thinking, okay, they're trying to screen a shooter, and Aaron Goldstein open for a 3. Not that time. Great play call by the Dolphins bench, and that's 2 back-to-back executed to perfection.
Those off-ball screens have been really useful for the Dolphins here, especially in the second half.
Now, do they have another one in the arsenal to make it a 6-point game?
Goldstein might be going for a 3.
They isolate him at the free throw line. Goldstein throws one up, nearly put it in. Benedict with the rebound. Oh, Nick, he may have gotten away with leaving his feet there and coming back down.
The Knights need to foul here at this point, in my opinion.
I don't think you have to foul yet, but they will.
I think you have to because you're down 4 and you give up one more possession. It's going to be tough.
If you get the stop, you then have about, what? It would have been 20, 25 seconds.
Yeah, give or take.
You'd have to score, and then it's a 1-and-1. So you could get a miss on the front end and get the ball right back. The Dolphins would have to hit both free throws to really put you behind the 8 ball. But CSI will head to the line for a 1-and-1 here. I believe it was Chestnut that was fouled. So JJ will head to the line where tonight he is 3 for 4. The Dolphins are 16 for 19 as a team. Queens 13 of 18 from the line.
And man, you think about it, Joe, if the Dolphins are able to pull this game out and get the victory, arguably one of their worst shooting nights of the year in terms of three-point shots. They're 2 of 18 in this game from the three-point line, but yet they have fought their way back from a double-digit deficit here in the second half. They now have a 4-point lead here late, and as you mentioned, 2 big free throws upcoming for Chestnut, trying to put them up at the very least 5, at the very most 6.
The first one, of course, is the big one, Nick. If Chestnut misses, the Knights, assuming they get the rebound, would have it with just shy of 30 seconds to go. And Chestnut calmly hits the first.
Cool, calm, and collected. If there's anyone you want at the free throw line, it's your trusting senior right here in Chestnut.
And Chestnut goes 2 for 2.
And Now for the Knights, they're going to have to go very quickly. They now trail by 6.
Dolphins have scored 6 straight since we were tied at 64. Prescott. Hands off to Campbell. Fakes the deep 3. Looking to drive, brings it back outside, and hits over Kone.
Campbell with an incredible shot. And now, if you're the Knights, who do you foul in the spot?
Well, it's going to be Aaron Goldstein. And we've seen Goldstein in this spot many times before, and many times before he's come through. And Nick, once again, the first free throw is the big one.
Another player that you would love to have at the free throw line this late in the game.
Well, the door was opened at Mercy with a late free throw miss. That game went to overtime, and the Dolphins stole that game on the road.
Fans want to know what we're doing.
Well, the crowd has voiced their displeasure plenty in this game.
I know what we're doing after the game.
We're going to enjoy a meal from one of our great sponsors,
Yes,
of course.
Of course.
They might not be open late enough.
I hope so.
As Goldstein hits the free throw.
And if not, when did they start changing that?
Well, they're only open till 11, right?
I thought it was midnight.
Well, our dinner plans aren't the topic of discussion right now.
No. There's a lot more at stake right now.
4-point game. Second free throw is good. Well, with those free throws,
yeah.
Goldstein making sure that we aren't late for our post-game meal.
Always, try to find a way to plug in one of our sponsors.
I think tonight it's going to be a meal Buffalo Wild Wings for us. Prescott out to Campbell, deep 3. No good. Menander has it. High pass for Campbell. He needs to shoot it. And Prescott rattles it in with .4 remaining.
I don't think it's going to be enough time for you to get a steal and a quick shot.
It is mathematically impossible.
Yeah,
Nick.
I just don't think it's
the only way that the Knights would have a shot is if the Dolphins turn it over without any time coming off the clock.
And keep in mind, they don't have a timeout either, so it's not like they can get the turnover and then call an immediate timeout.
All the Dolphins have to do is throw the ball off a body.
And I'm going to look at the replay, too, to make sure that that is the exact time we have left on the clock.
Let's see how good they were. This is a great look at it. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's why Steph's the best.
Yeah. Great job by the crew on the other side of the court.
I never once doubted her until I requested some assistance pregame with the backdrop and was met with a blank stare.
Then it was Lou.
Now I'm doubting a bit. Now Lou, the wise man jumped up out of his seat and was eager.
Yeah.
No, I was hard at work here all day. I set up the whole broadcast.
You did.
That's right.
Like I said, it's a Jordan flu game for you tonight.
I caught second wind near the end of the game, Nick. I started to come back a little bit.
Yeah. It felt like once the Dolphins started to make the rally, you started to make the rally.
Yeah, one might say that my fate is intertwined with the Dolphins. Now, I don't like to self-promote on the broadcast, so I'll keep it to a minimum. But I realized today when I was sitting in the office, I believe on January 6th when we covered Post.
Just wanted to point out, Joe, by the way, they added a half a second to the clock, so now it's 0.5.
Fair enough.
Continue.
On January 6th, when we covered the games against Post, doubleheader, non-conference, that was my 10-year anniversary covering CSI Dolphins athletics.
Oh, wow.
I think my first game was January 5th of 2016. Where was my video package?
Well, I'm assuming you would have animated it.
They get it into Goldstein, and they did not foul him in time.
Yeah, I didn't think they did, but the referee...
They did it.
I couldn't tell because the Knights are saying that there should be .1. They're still looking for the foul to be called. And you can see Menander, he is not happy. He thought there should be at least .1 left on the clock.
In the grand scheme of things, Nick, I'm not sure it would have mattered. Just not enough time remaining.
Yeah.
And for the Dolphins, they come from behind and score a big conference win here at home, where they are now 11-0, unbeaten at the Tank. Nick, I see you looking at the replay monitor. What do you think?
I'm trying to see if I have a good look from in close. I can't really see it from out the bodies. I'm trying to see maybe if we could see it from the outside look. If the foul was called before the buzzer sounded, let's say. Look for the referee's arm to go up.
Well, to react and get the arm up in time. Oh, the foul definitely occurred before the buzzer.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for.
Now, was there at least 0.3?
It was 0.1, I think.
All right, well, then you can't heave it. You have to tip it in, so it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but they were looking for the point.
Well, assuming Goldstein missed the second on purpose, it would not matter.
Anyway, you have more important matters to handle.
TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Asa Kone, joins us in a moment.
And we're back for our TLC Physical Therapy post-game report. My broadcast partner, Joe Foreman, is joined on the court by our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Asa Kone. Take it away, Joe.
And we're joined on court level by our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game, Asa Kone, and his teammates all gathered courtside with us. But Asa, late in that game, it was a double-digit lead for Queens. The energy in this building then completely shifted as your team made the comeback. What was the catalyst in the turnaround?
We have so much energy in this building. It helps us so much. And just staying focused. This team, that was adversity right there, and we defeated it right there. So, we've been through a lot this season, and just kind of keep pushing, keep winning.
And you continue to get things done at the offensive end. You're getting to the free throw line, finishing around the basket, some highlight reel dunks. How do you feel about the way this team is playing cohesively as an offensive unit and about the way you've played so far this season?
Yes, sir. Everything is because of my teammates. For me personally, at that point, just getting me the ball in the right positions and, just being willing passers. That's the one thing about this team. We all pass the ball. Like Tip said, if man's open, man's get the ball. So, we just swing the ball around and we're good.
I have one last question. If you remember the play, early in the game, JJ threw one off the glass.
Yeah.
You found it and put it back in. Was that an assist or was that a shot?
I'm going to give it, it's an assist. It's an assist. Everything's an assist with JJ. He's a great passer. Great passer.
Right answer. Asa, thanks for joining us. Asa Kone, our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game. Nick, we have to go to Joe and Lou. Let them know that is an assist. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Joe. And I was trying to say that during the broadcast. I think that might be an assist on that play from Chestnut to Kone. An incredible finish there. And speaking of incredible finish, it's a great finish to this matchup between the Knights and the Dolphins. The Dolphins coming back from a double-digit deficit here in this second half, Joe. They get the win 72-70. And once again, they go into a tie with Stack at the top of the ECC standings. They are now tied for that number 2 overall seed, trying to get that first round bye.
That is a big win for the Dolphins, Nick, and you could see the energy with the team gathered around our post-game conversation just off screen. And I said it coming into the game, Nick. This is a game that you felt like the Dolphins had to have on their home floor where they played so well this year against a team right now that's battling for a spot in the postseason, not a top seed. Queens came in down around the bottom of the standings, mixed in with a few other teams that have won 2 games or fewer. It looks right now like it's going to be those bottom 4 teams competing for the final spot. A lot can change moving forward, but the power hierarchy in the conference doesn't shift tonight, at least not here at the Tank, as the Dolphins take care of business on their home floor and win. They have one more meeting with the Knights later this year, and you know that's going to be another close, hard-fought game. These two teams, when they meet, have typically put on a show.
Yeah, no question about it, Joe. And for this Dolphins team now, we mentioned it earlier, the next couple of weeks, really important weeks for this team. They face a Malloy team, as you mentioned earlier on, for the first time this season on Saturday. And then next week here at the Tank, 2 big matchups on Friday against the Saints of D'Youville University. And, of course, that aforementioned matchup against number 2 Damon here on Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, if you had left off the Super Bowl Sunday part,
I had to throw it
I
in.
would have mentioned how much I'm looking forward to that game. Unfortunately, it's going to be a tight window for us to get through the broadcasts and then get in front of a TV for the Super Bowl. It's my busiest time of the year, but
it'd be a very quick wrap-up show at the end of that day.
I agree. I would not miss a matchup between the Dolphins and Wildcats, even for the Super Bowl, my most important day of the year in terms of business. But that will wrap things up from the Tank here tonight as the Dolphins secure a 2-point win. They come from behind. They trail by as many as 15 in the second half, and they come back to win it 72-70. Nick, for you and I, we wrap up for quite some time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe I'll be back on that Super Bowl Sunday matchup.
Well, we're back Friday of next week, if I'm not mistaken.
You
right?
are. I don't think I will
Right,
be
right.
Yeah.
You will not be here on Friday. So that means that Joe Calabrese slides over to the commentary desk. Lou loses his co-statistician. He's shaking his head in disappointment. Lou is heartbroken, but Joe Calabrese makes his on-air debut during basketball season alongside me next Friday. The Dolphins take on D'Youville University. Then, Nick, you're back on Sunday as the Dolphins take on Damon University here at the Tank. Be sure to catch both of those conference doubleheaders here on CSI Sportsnet. As always, those games stream exclusively on Flow College. Until next week, everyone, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night.